The shocking deportation, an LGBTQ+ artist's ordeal at the hands of the Trump administration. A chilling account emerges from the shadow of the Trump administration's controversial immigration policies, painting a stark picture of alleged human rights violations and a disturbing campaign of psychological warfare. At the heart of this narrative lies the case of Francisco Javier Garcia Cacique, a 24-year-old Venezuelan man deported to El Salvador's notorious mega-prison, a decision his lawyer vehemently contests. Lindsay Toxilowski, a seasoned California-based attorney with the Immigrant Defenders Law Center, IMDEF, describes the situation as the most shocking thing that I've ever seen happen to one of our clients in her 15 years of experience representing individuals in U.S. removal proceedings. Her client is one of over 200 Venezuelan citizens forcibly flown to El Salvador on Saturday, a move orchestrated as part of Donald Trump's widely condemned immigration crackdown. The brutal reality of their situation was then showcased in a chilling 3-minute propaganda video disseminated by El Salvador's authoritarian president, Nayib Bukele, depicting the detainees' heads being shaved and their forceful subjugation at the hands of guards. The White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, launched a scathing attack, labeling the deported detainees, now facing a minimum 1-year sentence in the Salvadoran prison, as heinous monsters and members of one of the most violent and ruthless terrorist gangs on planet Earth, the Venezuelan crime group Tren de Aragua. Leavitt's statement further asserted that their extraction and deportation to El Salvador effectively neutralized any perceived threat to the American people. However, Toxilowski vehemently refutes this portrayal, branding the allegations of gang involvement as completely baseless. She reveals that her client is an LGBTQ+ artist who sought refuge in the United States after fleeing political persecution in increasingly repressive Venezuela. He crossed the U.S. border from Tijuana, Mexico, last year, successfully passing a credible fear interview, a crucial step in the asylum process designed to assess the validity of an asylum seeker's claim for protection. This interview, conducted by U.S. asylum officers, determined that his fear of returning to his home country was well-founded. The stark contrast between Leavitt's inflammatory rhetoric and Toxilowski's factual account underscores the deeply troubling nature of this situation. The image painted by the White House is one of dangerous criminals. The reality presented by the lawyer is of a vulnerable individual fleeing persecution. This discrepancy raises serious questions about the integrity of the deportation process and the accuracy of the information used to justify these actions. The family's perspective adds another layer of outrage to this unfolding tragedy. In a heartfelt Instagram post, Francisco Javier Garcia Cacique's brother states unequivocally, "My brother doesn't belong to any criminal group, has no criminal history or record in any country, and they have unjustly sent him to El Salvador simply because of his tattoos." This statement directly challenges the administration's narrative, suggesting that the tattoos, potentially symbolic of his identity and artistic expression, may have been wrongly interpreted as gang affiliations. This case exposes the deeply flawed and potentially discriminatory nature of the Trump administration's immigration policies. The swift deportation, the manipulative propaganda video, and the blatant disregard for due process suggest a calculated attempt to dehumanize and silence asylum seekers. The fact that a vulnerable LGBTQ+ artist, who successfully navigated the initial steps of the asylum process, was subjected to such inhumane treatment highlights a fundamental failure of the system to protect those fleeing persecution. The lack of transparency surrounding the deportations, coupled with the White House's aggressive rhetoric, raises serious concerns about the potential for similar abuses of power against other vulnerable individuals seeking refuge in the United States. The narrative surrounding Francisco Javier Garcia Cacique's case serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked power and the urgent need for accountability in the application of immigration law. This is not merely a matter of immigration policy. It is a profound human rights issue demanding immediate attention and thorough investigation. The world watches, expecting a transparent and just resolution to this disturbing situation. The fate of Francisco Javier Garcia Cacique and the hundreds of others deported under similar circumstances demands a complete reassessment of the Trump administration's immigration policies and a commitment to protecting the vulnerable from such blatant abuses of power. The story transcends political discourse. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit against overwhelming odds and a call for justice in the face of unimaginable cruelty. The international community must demand answers and hold accountable those responsible for this egregious violation of human rights.